It's
Open
live.
the
Okay,
compass.
Go,
I have to
do
open
it.
the compass. Which way is Texas?
It's gonna take her too long to figure out.
Which way is Texas from here? I have my compass app up.
Babe,
Which way is
it's
Texas
south.
from here?
It's obviously south from New York. It is. There is no other direction it could be from New
It's
York.
southwest, so it's this way. But I don't have a window this way, so I can't shut out my window. So my plan is
My
ruined.
God.
a tragedy in 3 acts,
hi.
starring ULC.
All right. Well, I will play all of the characters. Good day. Today, I am the GM and all of the characters today. Welcome to They Call Us Villains. I'm JD. I'll be your game master today, or storyteller. I don't fucking know what you call it. I'm gonna do the whole intro right now for everybody. I know Kian's intro by heart. I go.
Do it, Elsie.
Hi, my name is Kian. Or no, I'm sorry. It's a hello. My name is Kian. I'm Uptype Siobhan on all social media. I use they, he pronouns. I don't remember the rest, but I was close. I haven't played enough games with Kian recently.
Did you need the compass? Did you need the compass to help you find those 2 city blocks? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was watching Drag Race earlier. I'm sorry.
That was.
Guys, I don't think I need to be here tonight. I think y'all have me covered.
Sorry.
I think you guys can be Mario tonight.
First of all, no.
Okay.
Elsie, I like how you didn't change your name and captions, so it just says JD.
Full roleplay. Full commitment to the bit. She said she was JD earlier.
It's so perfect. I need to change my name and captions. Excuse me.
Name of which JD is the real JD?
Who knows?
I still think one day we should all be JD. I'm just saying.
That would be very confusing to have on captions,
No,
but very on point for this game.
If I turned my camera off, nobody could tell my mouth was moving, but they could hear it. Never mind. Walked myself through that plan so
because all 6 of us have the exact same voice across the board.
I think so.
Yep.
I clearly sound just like you.
And I clearly sound just like Q.
100%. And Q sounds just like Kian, and Kian sounds just like Steph, and Steph sounds like Harp. So you know we all sound like I'm done. You can do your intro now.
I was too busy watching Q's expression.
I was just following the progression of voices. My voice is like super deep today, so it's been like real like wild.
All right, we probably can get into some introductions. And before we start, I am going to try not to cough through this game because I am still getting over being sick. So if I have to pause or if I just let all of these absolutely feral human beings take control of the narrative and do whatever they're going to do, it's probably because I'm giving my voice a rest in that moment. But with that, I need to pull up my notes because I don't even have my script up. That's fine.
Now look who's not prepared, JD.
It was here. It was just hidden behind the screen with your lovely faces. Anyways, hi. Welcome to Entropy Emporium. Thank you for joining us at the nexus of chaotic fun and creativity, where adventurers roll the dice and digital realms come to life. Embrace the entropy of our community as we celebrate the unpredictability of tabletop stories and the dynamic worlds of video games. And even in this game, just enjoy each other's company. They Call Us Villains is a psychological horror game. Because of that, there are several content warnings and trigger warnings that we always highlight at the start of every episode. These include institutional violence, forced institutionalization, medical abuse, psychological abuse and gaslighting, themes in line with real-world conversion therapy, body horror, gore and blood, and there can be references or scenes that involve isolation, seclusion, and sedation. This is episode 7, Eye of the Storm. But before we dive in, I'm going to have my lovely cast go around, introduce themselves, introduce their characters and their character's playbook, and maybe give us a snapshot of where their character is at mentally right now. Starting with Harp.
I always forget that I'm first. Hi, I'm Harper. I'm gonna be playing Mara. She's the Nova playbook. So she can do really big stuff, but it sucks for her. And a lot of times other people also. How's Mara doing? Mara fucking cried in front of people. Last session. Right after doing something genuinely pretty not great to Ellie, but we're gonna gloss over that. I think she's a bit shaken up at the vibes of Hemlock Recovery Center. And that's where we'll leave it.
It's valid. That's valid. But, you know, the important thing is you are all working to get better. Kian, you are up next. Speaking of people who are working the program, I think that describes Valen.
Look. Hello, everybody. My name is Kian. My pronouns are they, he. You can find me on the interwebs at uptight_Chiffon, uptight-Chiffon. Shut the fuck up, LC. I am playing Valen. He uses the Beacon playbook. How are they doing? You know, I have a new friend. I got to make an entrance, literally dropping onto my current friends who are all absolutely my BFFs. I think Valen is feeling pretty shitty about everything. I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna be like, yeah, they're feeling great. No, I think that Valen is high key stressed. But I'm excited to be back with the group, and really show the audience how friendly we all are with each other. Super stoked about it, and how good Valen is at the program, because obviously.
Kian, you know how we always say that JT is really good at saying innocuous sentences and making them sound really ominous? That ending was very much that.
Look, Valen's great at the program, and Valen has so many friends in this ward. I even said ward. It's still a prison, but I said ward, so progress.
I'm proud. Gold star. That is Thank gold you. Star behavior right there.
There we go. Did you hear that, LC? Guess who got the first fucking gold star of the night? All right, I'm going to stop talking.
You, Kian.
All right, Q, you're up next.
Hi, I'm Q, pronouns he, him. Tonight I'm playing Connor Creed, who is the Transformed playbook. Of the people, I think Connor's doing the best right now. Because like he came from like having a really peaceful time to having to deal with the trios bullshit. By trio, I mean Mara, Ellie, and Scylla. So, but he did get to help Mara, so that was pretty good. Yeah. Welcome back, baby.
I feel like it is so unusual for us to be able to say that Connor is probably having the best time of everyone.
Right. He's the happiest right now, and that's strange. Baby.
Is that my baby?
Yep, she screamed at me, and now she's kicking me with her pointy nails. Hello. Don't faceplant. I'm sorry. Oh my god. This is going terribly. I know, I'm sorry. Hold on. Unstick. Why are you like this?
Do you need help?
Nope,
do I need to help you?
She was going the opposite direction of her paw. She's not smart.
Sounds like Nancy.
I mean, usually that's Sid. I made her upset. It's my fault. Now she's sulking.
Well, Steph, you are up next.
Yay! Hi, I'm Steph. I will be playing Scylla Tarn, the Doomed. She's doing, she's still feeling a bit guilty how she oopsed a bit with the Ellie Mara situation. But she made a new friend. She met Zeph. It was a little weird, but he was really helpful. and Connor seems to be doing better. So, she could be worse. It's not as bad. Slow improvements.
No gold star, but we're still proud of you, Scylla.
Give Scylla a gold star.
It's okay. I have to earn it.
Oh my god.
Sorry, I'm just watching the captions pick up LC. Speaking of LC, you are up next.
I'm the only one who hasn't gone yet, and I deserve a gold star for that alone. And also because I fixed, I think, 2/3 of my scheduling crisis. That is not actually a crisis. Anyways, hi, I'm LC. I'm optimistic on all social media. I use she, they pronouns, as does Ellie, who I play, and everyone's very familiar with the sad girl hours that we've been having after the whole situation. Wow, Mara, you cried in front of people? Are you special for that? No, I also cried in front of people.
Ellie does that all the time. It's not fancy.
But you did everything. I didn't do anything wrong this time. I didn't do anything. I deserve to cry this time. Actually, I can't say that. If you want to cry, you can cry. Everyone, you always deserve to cry. I will not deprive that of everyone. I love crying, as a personal opinion. Statement about myself. I don't know. It's been a wild journey today, guys. The snapshot I have for you today is there was ample time to once again talk about cry in the shower after that, as Ellie tends to do, to process things. And I think she also probably had a phone call with Rook to tell him what happened with the necklace, because she feels very bad about it. She feels guilty that she didn't act better to keep it on her person, because she thought the responsible thing to do was to remove it from her person, since when it was on her person last, it harmed one of her friends. But now it's gone. That's me.
It was a perfectly normal necklace that unfortunately had to be destroyed.
I feel like the fact that we have to define it as normal makes it not normal.
That will be noted in your record.
Which record?
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Oh. I get a gold star.
No. Were those your dice?
It was one dice, and I don't know exactly where it was, and that's a problem because I'm still not completely unpacked, and the floor is very messy. Yeah. It's gone.
We're going to have a time together tonight. Last but not least, I am JD. My pronouns are he, they. I am the storyteller of this game, and I will be playing everyone else and trying to keep this plot remotely on some sort of track in the circuitous route that we are all going to take together. And so, with that, we are going to be diving right into the action. I am going to make a few notes before we do. So, you brought up something interesting, Elsie. You brought up that Ellie would have reached out to Rook. Unfortunately, she did not have a chance to do that yesterday. Because, indeed, right after Caleb and Valen's dramatic entrance, you all, including Caleb, were sent to your rooms for the rest of the day. Meals were brought to you, but you were not allowed out to make any phone calls or anything like that. That does mean we have moved away from Oatmeal Day. But we will get to exactly what day it is in just a moment. Because we have somewhere else to begin. One of my favorite ways to start an opening scene. to get to say the words, "We start in darkness." But indeed we do. With just an outline of shapes that we can barely make out. There are windows. It is not pure darkness, and we know that there are windows because something flashes through them. Maybe lightning. But if it is, it seems like it's heat lightning because there is no thunder. But it is enough to illuminate, in brief glimpses, what is inside. We are looking at an office. And we can gauge with the flashes we get that it is a beautiful office with a large desk of what we can presume, though we can't see clearly at this moment, is likely some sort of expensive wood that is literally lifted onto a pedestal, sitting up raised above the floor. The bookcases surrounding the desk are filled with journals and leather-bound volumes. The chair is made of a dark leather as well, high-backed and towering behind the desk. And sitting at that desk is a man, caught in those occasional flickers of light. He has silvering hair, kept short. But despite that, there is something about his face that still looks young. In those moments where we see his face, his eyes glint with an almost blue light, sharp and piercing. And his suit is impeccably tailored to his form. Despite the fact that the watch made of white gold on his wrist says that it is 4:45 in the morning. He looks perfectly pulled together. Pulled together, but unnerving. The contrast between the shadows and light makes his face look somehow unnatural, as though it is marked by cracks and crevices. And his movements are slow and methodical when they happen. But the change from dark to illumination to dark makes those movements somehow jerky and unsettling. Almost like a tape that is skipping. Though all he is doing is tapping his fingers against the desk, and otherwise there is pure silence for the full minute that we watch him. Just the tap, tap, tap. And then he snaps his fingers, and several lamps turn on around the room, seconds before the phone rings. He allows 2 rings to go by, and then he answers it, clearly on his own time, though he has been prepared for this call to come. Dr. Foxglove, he says, by way of identifying himself. Yes, of course. I am ready for the status report. Most notably, after an incident involving both him and patient 6, patient X has been integrated onto the unit. Yes, I understand that that changes the parameters of our project. Understood. Yes. The others? Patient 4 is stable, No concerns present. Patient 5 and patient 9 appear to be growing close and are therefore being closely monitored. Patient 11, on the other hand, is hiding much from us and likely as much from herself. Yes, there have been some developments there. Yes, there has been a recent change in hair color, and we are continuing to track that situation closely. Patient 10 has brought in some unusual dynamics to the unit, and tension developing between her and patient 3 is a data point that we are watching. Especially because the situation with patient 3 appears to be escalating, and patient 7 has unfortunately been a significant component of that. Do you want us to? And his jaw tightens just a bit. Of course. We would, of course, take no action against them without permission. The length of time between that sentence and the next is significant, and Dr. Foxglove does not look happy. You are correct. Naturally, I have not yet given you a report on patients 1 and 2. They have been in isolation following an incident with patient 6 that appeared, well, staged and purposeful. I have concerns that we are beginning to lose control over the 2 of them, and that they are starting to think they are exempt from the rules that guide the unit and keep it functioning. They had been given more freedom, given their willingness until now to cooperate. He's quiet for a moment and his lips purse, but he nods. Understood. We need to give them a reminder. I have a recommendation for how to proceed. I think we should bring her in. His voice is steady, but the look on Dr. Foxglove's face is not one of triumph, but tension. And he nods, even though that reaction doesn't match his words and no one can see the gestures he is making. I'm glad. It sounds like we are on the same page. Of course, I will call her. We could use a temporary addition to the treatment team. The ending pleasantries are short, and Dr. Foxglove hangs up the phone, and his hand is trembling the slightest bit. He flips through an old Rolodex, stopping on the section labeled as T, and takes out a card with a number on it. He dials, and he is clearly bracing himself as he waits for the call to be answered. Despite the fact that it is not yet even 5 a.m., it is only a few seconds before it's clear someone has picked up, because he takes a deep breath, though his voice is perfectly controlled. I apologize for calling you so early, Theodora. Yes, this is about Casey and his treatment. We've hit a bit of a wall, and, well, I think he needs a mother's touch. Steph, I love that I can hear you through the walls, even though you're muted.
You're welcome. I hate it.
So that was a fun little scene that we all just experienced together.
Hey, as Q would say, unless Q wants to say it. Lie to God, not to me. You want to say it too, Q?
What she said.
Mm-mm. Fun, no. Traumatizing, already, yes.
Can't be traumatizing. We're like 5 minutes in, Elsie.
Yes, it can.
That's true. Yeah, no, that was a lie, and I will admit that.
I got most of them. I got most of the numbers. Most of them.
Mara's 10. It's the same as the room numbers.
I don't.
Oh,
wait,
wow.
do we have those somewhere?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
I
I think
pinned.
they're
They're
somewhere in
pinned.
Discord.
Great.
They're pinned in our
'Cause
chat.
That's
Woo!
not a thing. That's not a detail that's stuck in
Yeah.
my brain.
I just love the sleuthing that was going on as I was talking. Everybody cross-referencing.
It's okay. We could still feel impressed by that.
All of our notes.
It was good shit.
And so, you, of course, do not experience this scene, nor have you yet had a chance to meet Theodora. Perhaps you will in just a few short weeks, but for today, I have broken once again the streak of it being the same day for weeks and weeks and weeks on end, if not a whole season. And so we have a new day dawning at Hemlock. What is this, like day 3?
It's day 3, because first was
Day 3.
pancake day, and then was oatmeal day.
What's today?
Today is egg day.
Okay, well, is it powdered eggs?
Yes.
No. JD!
Of course, it's powdered eggs.
This is
See,
worse
so
than
what-
oatmeal day.
So
Did
like,
you even have to ask? Like,
so like,
Off.
so you didn't have to ask, but you did. So now here we are.
Yeah.
you could have all
yeah.
pretended it wasn't powdered eggs.
I'm still gonna pretend it's not powdered eggs. They're not in my head, so I can pretend whatever I want.
This is true.
This is hateful.
It truly is. It's Pride Month. Just saying.
And so, we are actually going to start just about an hour before wake up time. And we are not going to start in Hemlock. We are going to start in an orchard. Steph, would you like to describe the orchard at the home that Scylla has been living in prior to being brought to Hemlock?
Sure. Feeling a little threatened right now. It's an apple orchard. About medium-sized forests around 3 sides of it. And there's a sloping hill where the house itself is. The orchard is pretty sizable. The apple trees, their boughs are wide, so people can have picnics under there when they go and pick apples. There's the main barn outbuilding, white with the blue roof where the tractors and the tools are kept. There's also a functioning visitor center, so to speak, that was a recent addition in the past 20 years with plumbing inside. So there's no outhouses here. You have actual functioning restrooms. The house over the hill, it's Cape Cod style farmhouse. It's white with blue trim, a porch around 3 sides that overlook down over the orchard, and has a garage that's fairly large, but that's mainly because Luke, his workroom, was an addition to it. So where he still tinkers with mechanics and engineering since he took an early retirement from his previous job. That is the Monroe Orchard. It's very, very cozy. What time of year is it again, JD? Did we establish that?
We did. I would have to look at my notes to remember.
It's fine.
that.
We don't have to add that.
I
was
wanted to say fall, but
Oh.
I feel like I'm making that up.
No, I think it's fall.
Then if it's during the day, they would be pretty busy in the orchard with families doing the pick your own apples. Free admission, you just pay for your fruit. Just a beautiful fall day.
And so indeed it is, Scylla. And where would we often find Scylla during one of these beautiful fall days?
Well, Scylla, she knows when the families are there, she can't have the dogs out in the orchard because she likes to run around with them. So mainly running around the house. But Scylla probably, there's likely like an apple tree in the backyard that's sort of like the family apple tree, and Scylla would be perched up in it just eating an apple and just kind of watching down over the hill the people. She was probably down there earlier to just see any familiar faces from town. Probably also like snag some apple cider, even though they have it at the house. It's just fun to politely ask and then get a drink from the farmhands that work there because they know her by now. But probably just happily munching the apple, enjoying the crunch. Dogs like sleeping out on the lawn after all the running.
And Scylla, you are relaxing into the familiar chaos of a beautiful fall day. You are enjoying the taste and texture of the apple. Something keeps feeling off. You notice the warmth of the sun on your skin, and you realize you haven't felt that in a while, but that's ridiculous because you're experiencing that right now. The apple feels almost decadent, not having been something you've had access to in recent times. But again, that makes no sense because you've been here. You've been on the farm. You've been at the orchard. And even the people feel unsettling. You see faces that look familiar, of course, because they're faces from around the town, but you keep seeing those faces and being pulled back to a moment on a street. A moment where everything feels wrong, but you don't know why. And it doesn't click until the moment that every person there freezes in place. Whatever they were doing, raising a glass of cider to their lips, eating from their picnic basket, talking with family or friends, all of them go completely still. And you know you've had a moment like this before, where everything and everyone around you froze. You've seen pictures of it, in fact. The doctor showed you that.
I think Scylla just kind of looks towards the house and she's like, Sloan? Luke? Are you there?
And I'm going to ask you, which one of them comes running first?
Probably Luke.
What does Luke look like?
Luke is nearing, looks like starting to get into his middle age. He is kind of a hefty guy, average height. He has this kind of like thick, well-maintained like beard and short hair. It's thinning a little bit, but he's still doing what he can with it. Probably coming from the workshop, so he's in jeans and probably like a work t-shirt. He is like fairly stocky. He's not like muscly, but he's like, he gives really good hugs. But he would be the one running. Probably got like some grease smeared across his forehead from whatever he's been tinkering with.
And I think it is surprising to you, Scylla, that Luke does run out because everyone else here is frozen. But what is particularly unsettling is that he doesn't seem to notice. He just runs through these essentially statues and moves around them. It's not as though he is moving through them like they're ghosts. I mean, he is very much weaving, but there is no acknowledgement that anything unusual is happening. And he just calls up to you, Scylla, what's wrong?
What's wrong with the people?
And he looks around and then back at you. What are you talking about, Scylla?
It looks like they're not moving to me.
Scylla, there's no one here.
Scylla is gonna slinky her way down out of the tree very, very cautiously, kind of look at the person like frozen nearest Luke, and it's just like, you don't see anyone right there?
He doesn't follow your gaze. He is staring right at you. And you realize in that moment that something is different with him. His eyes are a shining, almost golden color, almost like a cat's. And he is staring right at you with a look of almost hunger.
Scylla just kind of grabs the front of his shirt and just like jerks on it, and she's like, Luke, where are you? Wake up.
And his mouth falls into an unnaturally large grin. And he says, in a voice that is not Luke's, "Oh, There you are.
Who are you? Why are you wearing my dad?
He cocks his head to the side. Way too far to the side.
No,
Though maybe
not...
that's not unnerving to Scylla because...
No, I was going to be like, no, that's her thing. You're making it weird.
You don't remember.
I've never met you before. I think I'd remember your eyes.
You have met me before, so you should.
We'll pretend I haven't, because I haven't. So who are you?
A friend.
No, you're not. Friend wouldn't be creepy like this.
Creepy is not how you described me in the past.
How do you think I described you?
You described me once upon a time as a friend.
Why?
Because we worked together.
When you were a kid?
No.
Then we couldn't have worked together.
You were rather different yourself.
Well, I can't age backwards, so you clearly think I'm someone I'm not. Because if you know me, you'd know my name.
And he says a name. But it sounds like static. It makes your head hurt. Scylla, you chose your name because you liked the way it sounded when you spoke it out loud. This name feels like the opposite. It feels harsh and grating.
I don't like that. Stop it. That's not my name.
What is your name?
Say yours first.
You are as clever as I remember. I'll be seeing you soon, little moth.
What?
And you wake up in your bed in Hemlock.
Scylla has a moment of disorientation of like, farm, supposed to be, orchard, supposed to be at the orchard in my room. This is not my room. This is the worst place ever. Oh no. And she just kind of flings herself off the bed and rolls under it until she hits the wall. And just kind of immediately like grabs her hair and just kind of is petting the discolored parts and is just like, do you know who that was? I didn't like him. Do you know who he was?
The moths are very, very agitated.
It's okay. I'm sorry. I won't let him hurt you. Does he want to hurt you? Does he want to hurt me? Do you know?
Just for fun, I'd like you to roll to unleash your powers.
Oh no! Okay.
Just a real fun, casual little roll.
Just
you know.
super cash. Okay. Oh fuck, what was that roll again? It's been a while.
You're muted, JD.
That would be because I unmuted the exact wrong tab. Thank you, Kian. That would be with Freak.
Freak. Yay. Okay. I feel like. Okay. Yeah, this is fine. No, that's Snake Eyes. That's a 3. First roll back, baby! Let's fucking go!
The amount of like double ones that we've had in fucking games over the past few weeks is unprecedented.
I
and
got
love
Della's
that for us.
curse. Yay, potential.
I was gonna say at least we fail upwards in here. We did not in Urban Shadows last night, and that was unfortunate. 'cause
Shame,
all of us
yeah.
would have advanced.
Sucked to suck. I say as I'm sucking. Cool. How does this go? Terribly.
So Scylla, you are asking the moths that have now become a part of your hair for guidance, essentially, and for answers. And they are getting more and more and more agitated until they all come out of your hair as moths once again and start fluttering, not just around you, but around the room.
No, 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 no. No, you have to go back. You can't let them see you because they might take you away. You have to get back in my hair. Or are you trying to show me something?
Do you follow them?
Yes, they're my friends.
They, first of all, do not follow your instructions. They do not return to your hair. They keep, well, acting almost like moths do, going up towards the light. Be it the light from the window in the room as sunrise is here. Be it the overhead light, which for some reason is on, which is strange because you're pretty sure you turned it off last night. But what really stands out to you, Scylla, is as you go to them trying to coax them back, you see those same eyes that you saw on your adopted father's face.
Sorry, what?
Reflected back on the wings, almost like they're markings, you know, the way moths will have almost eye-shaped markings on them, but these look like they're a reflection.
A reflection from something in the room?
You look around and there is nothing there. Just you, just the room.
Were you always like that, or is this a new thing?
Two things happen at once.
Mm-mm.
The overhead light goes off. The light from the window disappears. Your room is in complete darkness for 5 seconds. And then, as though a cloud had passed over the sun, the light is back, The overhead light is on, and the moths look like themselves once again. They still have not returned to your hair, but the eyes are gone.
Stay out of my dreams, and stay out of my family, and stay out of my moths. Scylla just kind of tears her hair loose and just kind of like walks up to the moth. It's just like, please come back. Please come back. Please.
They nestle back into your hair. They do not return to being a part of your hair.
Okay, this is a start. Did he hurt you?
They seem unsettled but less frantic.
Okay, I'm sorry he scared you. Just stay in my hair and it's okay. I'm assuming the door to my room is still locked because it's still night. Sleeping hours.
So it is morning. It is officially morning, and that is right around the time that the morning alarm goes off, and all of your doors unlock. And this is your first day on the unit with the new addition of Caleb. Room 13.
Valen immediately goes to Caleb's room when the door's open. Don't reference notes. Just go with your heart, JD.
He's rolling. What are you
rolling?
fucking
Don't.
rolling?
That's worse. That's so
what
much
are you
worse.
Rolling?
Jesus Christ.
Highs or lows?
Fuck you.
I hate this game. Oh my god, I hate this game. Fuck. Highs. I rolled a 3 the first time, so I decided I had to re-roll.
And so, Valen, you go to Caleb's room, the room that did not exist on this unit prior to the two of you arriving by breaking through reality in some capacity.
Casual.
So casual. It looks like every other room. I'm not sure if there's a moment where you are expecting to see the same bedroom that you found yourself in, but this new edition looks like every other edition, which is strange because why would there need to be an extra room when there are not 13 patients here?
Mm-hmm. Is Caleb in the room?
Caleb is in the room. He is still in bed, given that you moved pretty quickly, and he is adjusting to being on the unit. He is in the jumpsuit that all of you wear. And you're not quite sure which Caleb you're about to get. Whether it is the one you met in the medical ward who was in the straitjacket, or whether it's the one who seemed, just to be frank, a lot more chill, who was hanging out in that bedroom. He seems somewhere in the middle of that.
Okay. I will stop at the door and knock twice loudly. And if he looks up, just hey, just I'm gonna be honest, I kind of expected you to disappear in the middle of the night, so I'm checking to make sure that you're still here. Um, I realized maybe I should have given you, like 5 minutes to get up and get out of bed, but I was a little nervous. So
And he like pats himself down as though he's also wondering if he is real or could have disappeared. And you can't tell quite if he's doing that sarcastically or jokingly or in like full seriousness. The vibes are really hard to read.
fair.
And just looks at himself, looks at you. Yeah, well, I didn't think I'd disappear, but I thought I might wake up somewhere that isn't here.
Yeah. Hate to break it to you, you're still in Hemlock, but you're not alone.
I feel like this probably sounds weird to you, but like this is an improvement. Like this is decidedly an improvement.
It's a really sad thing to say, but I'm glad. It's it'll be time for breakfast in a bit, and there's quite a few people that you should probably meet, all in the ward. So if you want me to introduce you to people whenever you're ready.
Thanks, man. Yeah, thanks. How many people are we talking? There were a lot of people when we showed up.
Yeah, some of them don't really matter, but there's a handful that do. So I'll introduce you to the ones that do matter, and you can get to meet the rest if you feel like it. It'll Yeah. There's really only a handful you need to know about, and everybody's mostly nicer than I am. I don't have a gauge on the new girl yet, but I'm sure it's gonna be fine. So I don't know. I said like 3 sentences to her, and then I've gotten into 2 fights since then and haven't spoken to her since. So unreal or unclear. But yeah.
Are there a lot of fights here?
For me, now that you're asking that, I am recognizing that I am the problem. So thanks for that. There's not supposed to be fights, but there's a couple people who kind of grate on my nerves. So, and I'm not exactly the icon of impulse control.
So you're saying I shouldn't get on your bad side unless I want us to have a fight?
I think it would be very hard for you to do that, but yeah.
To fight you or to get on your bad side?
Is Caleb pretty scrawny?
He's fairly well muscled. Like he's not a
Okay.
jock, but he is someone who does extreme sports, or at least did extreme sports.
Okay.
He's lost
okay.
some of that muscle mass being in here, but there's enough of it left.
Okay. Kind of glances. Get on my bad side specifically. I could maybe take you in a fight, but that really doesn't mean anything because I'm pretty well known to pick fights with people that can beat the shit out of me and do. So
Are some of those people you fought with the people who don't matter, or are they the ones who do matter?
unclear. Still determining their importance. Just I shouldn't have phrased it like that. I'll just introduce you to people and let you make your own decisions.
I mean, maybe you shouldn't have phrased it that way, Valen, but where do I rank in terms of importance?
Also undetermined. Got to figure that out too.
Seems like there's a lot of variables that you're weighing.
Welcome to Hemlock. A lot of weird shit happens. Everyone's important until they're not, so.
And there have been moments of playfulness, but when you say that he studies you for a long moment, so is importance about how useful someone is?
It used to be.
You know, I like you, Valen. You're pretty direct.
Well, don't take my side before meeting the others, because it's a pretty small island I have myself on. If you want to play well with others, I'm not exactly the person you should be hanging out with.
Is it like that? Like clicks?
It's so the thing is that there's two really chill people, and then there's one person who really wants to do well at the system, and that just is hard for me. And she's a little cliquey, so and Valen will step inside and moving slowly so that Caleb has the chance to tell him to step back, but will sit closer to Caleb. I know that they listen to everything that we say. It's kind of just a given. It's a little cliquey here, but the way that I see it, it's us versus them. I don't think anybody actually wants to be in this place, even if they're lying to themselves about it. So
It's a place to get better.
depends on what better means to you.
What is it supposed to mean to me? No one really explained that when I was brought in.
Yeah. Better as in you can go back to society and not be a problem. Whether that means you are rehabilitated as you are, or they take away your powers, or you never leave if you can't figure it out.
Valen, I imagine you catch this the moment it starts to happen because you've had, well, not dissimilar reactions yourself. And you see the shift in Caleb's body language the moment you bring up taking away his powers. And I think you know enough to put some distance between the two of you.
I step back, hold my hand out. Don't worry about it too much. Not yet. We don't even know how they view you. So just make friends with people other than me. People they think are trying to actually get better. The one working the system, her name is Ellie, and as much as she grates on my nerves, she's a good one to align yourself with if you want to get out of this place. Elsie, stop talking shit. I just saw that you were talking. I assumed.
No, I was saying, oh yeah, that's right. And then I thought about it for a second. I was like, oh no, never mind. No, probably not.
I was unconscious. Valen was on vacation.
He a little snooze. He was snoozy.
Yeah.
Yeah, as far as you know, Ellie is still the picture perfect patient.
Yep.
I forgot. No!
I have. Valen has no idea what happened.
I'm doing fine.
Valen, I am once again going to
No.
ask perhaps for a bit of a... I'm going to ask you to assess the situation and roll with Superior.
No, we don't roll dice in this game. What is this? Could I possibly, I don't know if this is allowed since you're asking me to roll, but I have the move Straight Up Creepin', where I get to roll with Mundane, and it gives me, it's when I scope out a person or place. Do you feel like that applies, or do you feel like this is more like I need to just kind of catch it in the moment?
I think you're scoping out a person, so yeah, that counts.
Okay. Let's roll plus Mundane. Oh, I'm glad that we did that one. That's a 7. So I ask one question. Do you want me to ask a question, or are you telling me what I get?
I'm going to tell you what you get. So, Valen, you had put some distance between yourself and Caleb when you saw that shift in his body language, and there's a moment where the air around him turns almost iridescent. It's not like the display of his powers you saw before. It's almost like it's fainter. And you see him for just a moment wince, and then his powers shut down entirely. And you can't quite see what it is because it's covered by his shirt sleeve. But there is something bulky on his left forearm.
I'll kind of cock my head to one side and just point at his forearm. What's that?
And he pulls the sleeve down a bit, and you see it almost looks like an arm bracer made of metal. He looks confused as he looks at it. And looks down, looks back at you, looks back at it, and says, I don't know. This wasn't on me when I went to bed last night.
May I? And I'll kind of start to scoot closer again.
Sure.
Does this feel like the barrier by the doors? Like, does it give off that same vibe that I was able to interact with? Okay.
It sure does.
Okay. I will kind of grab his forearm, and like as though I'm looking closer at the bracer, and underneath his forearm, I will sign. Valen's not great at sign, but the point would get across of I might be able to take care of this, and would just say out loud, I've never seen something like this before. and put his arm back. But like you said, this is an improvement. That seems better than the jacket they had you in. So
Yeah, no, you don't have one of these.
nope. Valen pointedly does not pull up his sleeves. Is still wearing gloves. Nope, sure don't.
I guess I'm special.
Most of us came in through the front door, and you kind of dropped in from the ceiling with me. So I think special is safe. That's a safe start.
Yeah. All right, so there's people to meet.
Breakfast to be had. You missed pancakes, but you also missed oatmeal. So you've missed the worst and the best. They'll come back around eventually. I think it's eggs today. They suck, but you kind of get used to it.
Wait, they do meals other than oatmeal?
Wow, they really hated you in there. Holy shit. The eggs are going to be great. These are going to be that's going to be the best fucking meal you've had in a while. Come on, we'll go to the cafeteria. We'll get breakfast. And I'll let you make some new friends. Valen does this awkward aborted like robot motion of holding his hand out to Caleb, and then it's like, wait, it's rude that I pulled my hand away, and just kind of like awkwardly drops it, this sort of ADHD dance when you're not sure what you want to do, and then just like puts his hand to his side. I know you don't have to change because we only get to wear these clothes, but I will still give you some privacy, and I'll just wait in the hallway, and we'll see himself out very awkwardly.
And I imagine we start to see various patients starting to step out of their rooms, starting to move towards the cafeteria, going to the bathroom, going to brush their teeth, things like that. But most notably, the door to the isolation ward opens. And Casey and Gray walk out, escorted, of course, by an orderly. Casey is walking with his usual swagger, but it still seems somehow diminished. Maybe it's because it looks like he hasn't gotten much sleep. The bags under his eyes are deeper. Maybe it's because he is being studiously kept from Gray. In fact, Gray is walking several paces behind him, escorted by a separate orderly. And Gray does not look like Casey. There is no swagger. His shoulders are hunched. He's looking down. He's not meeting anyone's eyes. And Dr. Foxglove walks out as well, almost as though he were just in the isolation ward, though why he would have made that visit so early, who knows? He's an important man with important things to do. And you hear him say to Casey and Gray, "Now, you both understand your updated restrictions." And both of them say varying degrees of acquiescent, "Yes, sir." Casey, it's definitely more grudging, a little more sarcastic, but he says it nonetheless. Gray just sounds resigned. And then Dr. Foxglove looks up at you, Valen, studies you for a long moment, and is still staring at you instead of Casey and Gray, as he says, "Well, I trust we'll have no further incidents on this unit."
Valen is caught off guard by all this, and then kind of catches his expression and looking real arrogant and smug. I don't know what you're talking about, Doc. We're all best friends here.
And that is exactly where we are going to take our break. As you have a chance to introduce Caleb to all of these friends. So don't go anywhere.
Perfect.
It's going to go beautifully.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for everyone making friends and friendship bracelets as this episode continues.
I love
No,
making
for real?
friends.
I got really excited. I
Scylla
feel like that
really
No, I'm trying to eat my food.
Too fucking bad.
The disappointment.
Can't eat now.
Shit.
You can still eat.
I don't want to eat on camera when my face is so close in the box.
That's so valid.
Just cover like this.
Elsie, I will let you turn your camera off for a moment.
You'll
you
let me
can
turn
eat
my
if
camera
you
off?
finish. Yes, I will give you permission to
What if I
turn your
just did
camera
it?
off.
No, I'm not gonna
Then
do
that's
it.
on.
No, I'm not
Okay.
gonna eat.
This is brat behavior. Okay.
I will eat
My
when we're done.
God.
I mean,
But
That's-
anyways,
that's
as
right.
I was saying before, I was so rudely taken live and I was trying to eat. I'm kidding. Thank you. I'm sorry. Please don't be mean to me. Is who's to say that my body count is actually my body count and not somebody else's?
I love
It's
that
your
you-
body count.
You don't
Right.
know that. Nobody knows that. How many
It's
times?
your body
there is
count.
no
It's just a cover
unbiased.
up.
There is no unbiased physical evidence.
Yeah.
Do you trust Fox News and CNN? No.
Hey JD, who's the primary news source in this world?
Oh fuck!
I'm gonna have to make up a news.
BBC TV.
No.
I'm gonna have to make up a news station, but there is a very good, reliable source of news.
That's
Completely
never in my
unbiased.
life.
I
Never
don't
in my
trust
life
the
have I
news
ever.
like that.
Yeah. No.
Which is why Valen spends so much time looking at the equivalent of subreddits on
Yep.
a variety of topics.
It's better than 4chan.
That's true.
I mean, that's not a high bar.
No.
I said what I said.
So
Yeah, it could be Rook's
I
body
mean,
count. We don't
you
know.
sure did. You sure do be
Thank-
out here saying things.
I say a lot of things.
Elsie,
Correct.
what are you drinking? Elsie, I love you. I'm so sorry.
Water.
Okay, well,
That is
next time, make sure to
absolutely not
fully
true.
drink it. Right. Drink it, don't breathe it, because you don't breathe liquids. Unless
I
you're
might be
in,
a fish.
unless you're in Florida. You're not.
You don't know.
Okay.
Have you seen H2O? Just add water. They don't have gills when they're not a mermaid. Could be. Have you ever seen me be exposed to water? No. So I could
I mean,
be a
you
mermaid.
just took a sip.
You're just
They-
we're
they
pretty
can
exposed
drink
to water,
water.
I'd say.
In the
Okay.
show, they can drink water. They just can't like
Ugh.
touch condensation.
No, it's fine.
You okay? You
No,
good?
I'm dying because JD made me laugh.
I just asked a regular, normal
Just
question.
ask what you were drinking.
What are you
Very
You were
normal
gonna get
question.
mad at me.
Because it's a Celsius? Yeah, I was.
No.
So, real quick, just so that I'm clear, what was that no to? What actually were you saying no to in that
What
entire
other things were
conversation?
in that conversation? What were the options? And I'll tell you.
See, the fact that you don't know is the bad thing. You just said no.
Yeah,
Okay, all right.
to be
Well.
contrary, yes.
No, absolutely. Listen, the you're fully, well, not really fully, because you definitely bailed earlier, but the brat's strong with you today. So
Yeah, because I had a nap.
that tracks. That
That
tracks.
didn't make the argument any better.
It
It actually
didn't.
supported your statement.
Correct. Correct.
Anyways,
Did you? I mean, well, you had a Celsius, which is kind of like an adult juice box.
in a can, but yeah.
That was
Not a
your
box.
defense. That was
Yeah.
incredible.
It doesn't. They offered me a straw for it, and I said no. I don't like carbonated beverages with straws. They feel weird. Bad stuff.
It's all the bubbles.
LC never change.
Okay. For you, never. Only you though. I never tell that to anybody else.
We'll pretend this is not immortalized on video for the rest of time.
This is in
I'll
fact
just delete
forever.
it. I would never do that. It had too much good RP.
And speaking of good RP, let's dive right back in. Yes, Q.
Hello. I have things before we get into meeting Caleb officially.
Absolutely.
Thing the first. When I woke up, was my mark still on the wall?
Yes.
Sweet. Cool. We're adding a second. Thing the second. Since we were sent to bed early, I had some time in my room before bedtime. So I spent a good bit of it drawing. So I definitely on my way to go get breakfast because I know it's egg day, which is not a bad day, but it's not a great day. It's neutral, right? On my way, I am going to drop off a piece of paper that has been folded kind of like an envelope. And it is going into my boy's room. Names elude me today.
Lucian,
Lucian, thank you.
what's on this piece of paper, Q?
It's a drawing. It is of Lucian. Like pretty accurate, like details of someone who has probably looked at his face more than a couple of minutes. Like, which I know, realizing having said it like that does sound creepy. It's just clear that Connor pays attention. And surrounding him are in different shades because he's only got the pencil. He doesn't have color pencils and whatnot. Are just like swirls that sort of look like liquid, but in them you see lines of music that just sort of swirl around him. Like some of it looks like a collar, like a high collar, and you know the rest of it just sort of flows out from and around him.
That is legitimately beautiful. I'm
going to have eggs. Okay, I mean that's fair. At least it's not sad cry, because that's generally my MO with this game.
I was gonna say this might be the first time you've almost made me cry from beauty and happiness instead of making me feel like a monster because I'm being a monster.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I'm curious, do you do the toss, continue moving, like get a distance away, or do you linger?
I'm going to, it's a drive-by.
Okay. It's fair. That's fair.
Steph. I heard that one.
It's just
okay.
Nope.
Yeah, it's just a little slide on the floor, and then he is gone to the cafeteria.
And well, I am sure others will be moving in during this time, getting food, finding tables. Seems like this would be a good time just to make note that Lucian doesn't come in for, well, about 10 minutes after you arrived. And if you are someone who would be glancing at him, maybe studying his face. The first thing you notice is that his eyes are a bit red, like he has been crying.
Oh no!
But
Sad cry, happy cry. What's going on? What's happening?
But when he walks in, he glances over at you, Connor. He meets your eyes. And there is a very small smile as he signs, "Thank you."
And there's just a very small responsive, "You're welcome."
Pollution does not sit by you, though. They do decidedly go to one of their usual tables, sitting, I think, in this instance, with Bridget, who, of course, never sits with any of you because she does not want to be associated with anything that is happening across the board, because they are the model patient. Next in line after Noah's untimely death.
Well,
So we've seen a bit of Valen this morning. We've seen a bit of Scylla's morning. We've now gotten a glimpse into Connor. I have to ask, Mara, how do we find you this morning?
Like before cafeteria or at cafeteria?
I'll let you choose how much the camera gets to see of Mara before entering the cafeteria.
Okay. What I'll say is that pretty much once an opening came last night, even before they sent everybody to their rooms, Mara was in her room. And it does not seem, as she walks out of it, like she got very much sleep. And she walks into the cafeteria with the sketchbook Connor gave her in her hands, and a pencil.
Where does Mara choose to sit?
She's going to survey the room, actually like a long time. And it looks like she's thinking about something and then sits in the corner by herself. And opens up, like right after she gets her food, opens up the sketchbook and begins doing something.
And what about Ellie?
Like a little slower than usual on like the wake up. I think everything is a little slower than usual, and by that I mean not much. Like still like going. She's still zooming, as one does when they are an overachiever with time crunches to make it to breakfast. But definitely tired. I think she wanted to depression sleep, but I don't think she slept well at all that night. But with Caleb now on the unit and the weird thing that she saw him fall from the ceiling, it's like wanna be sad, but also curiosity versus like my own suffering is winning as it does. And so as much as she doesn't want to go to breakfast, she does make her way to the cafeteria and would sit with the normal people, which would be, I think, Scylla and Connor, whoever else joins them. If
With
there
the
is
normal people?
the normal, yeah, we're all very like like okay, we're not, none of us are normal, but like like the usual people, I guess.
Scylla's not there yet, but I'll let you continue.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I forgot. I was imagining.
She's dealing with the moth situation.
That's right.
Yeah.
They can come to breakfast too. They can have my eggs because Ellie's not going to eat them. And it is a very, I'm going to move my food around my plate and like think about eating it, like pick it up and then be like, one bite is like, no, the consistency texture wise is bad. And also I am not hungry. But she will drink her coffee in an abnormally quiet entrance for Ellie.
So I do have a question for you.
It depends.
Interesting answer. You had mentioned that had you not all been sent to your rooms early last night, you would have made a call. Is the call before or after breakfast?
Probably before, actually, if I have that option. First thing,
You
like
do.
that's probably why she couldn't sleep. She hasn't.
And so, Ellie, you call Rook this morning.
He answers, actually.
He answers. Phone rings maybe 3 times, and he picks up, and he knows it's you, which is a little strange, I guess, in some ways, because this is a number that would just show that it doesn't show up on the caller ID as Hemlock, but he would know it by now. But he greets you by saying, "Good morning, Ellie. To what do I owe the pleasure?"
Good morning. It's it's actually an important call. It's not just a hey, how are you call. You know, I don't know how to start this actually. There was an incident and I need to talk to you about that necklace that you gave me.
What about it? What kind of incident?
I think something happened when I was exposed to whatever. I don't remember anything from then that night. But I think when I was exposed to whatever force that caused all of this, something happened to the necklace because it made me see something go somewhere, have some kind of vision, and then it hurt somebody else. And that is the main issue, but it's gone now. And I was going to ask you to handle it. But somebody else took care of it first. And now I was just going to see if you could get rid of whatever was causing all of this so that I could have it back, because it's the only thing that I have left here from you. And it was kind of important to me that I still had it or something. But instead it's just gone. So we don't, I guess, have to worry about that problem. But I'm sorry, I think. I know.
Ellie, I am desperate for you to take a breath.
Okay.
That wasn't a breath.
Okay.
I can hear you holding your breath instead of breathing.
I don't see how you can hear me holding my breath because it's not moving air, so it's not really a sound, but I took a breath, okay? I'm breathing. I'm taking deep breaths, just quieter than usual.
So, if I am understanding you correctly, when the incident happened, some of that energy was absorbed into the necklace, and that meant that something bad happened. Are you okay? Were you hurt? What did you said you saw something? What did you see?
That's a lot of questions. I am fine. Yes, I'm fine. As I don't have any other explanation as to what could have caused this sequence of events to happen, because I mean, I've had this for like a year or maybe a little less. I don't remember the exact time, but regardless, nothing strange has ever happened with it. And now, here, after everything, it's decided that now is the time to do things, harm people. It doesn't matter. It's gone. I'm fine. I saw, I think, a tunnel or something, and there was this thing, a creature maybe, and it was tall and dark, and it felt bad. That whole place felt bad, and it had really big antlers, and I just, it's nothing I've ever seen before. I've never read about, studied, heard about on the news. It felt and to clarify, JD, I did feel a strong sense of hunger in that area. That would also be related. Because I'm sure he's aware, like, these are some symptoms that have been plaguing me, I guess, since then. But it physically didn't hurt me. I was okay. I was a little tired afterwards, obviously, and drained and terrified, but physically I was fine.
I'm really glad that you're safe. That is very, very concerning. You said it's gone now?
Define the necklace. Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah. The necklace is gone.
The hunger isn't.
It's not as bad.
I was really hoping that you might say that with the necklace gone, that changed too, that maybe we'd figured out what we needed to cure you and fix this.
Yeah. I wish it were that easy. I wish there was just a simple answer that could just make this all go away and I could leave. But I don't know if there is. And I am trying really hard, like I told you already in our other calls. But no, progress is progress. I am going to stay positive about this, and progress is progress.
I mean, that's a good outlook to have, Ellie. I'm going to address one of the other things that you had said, but first, I just need to know, for your safety, for the safety of others in there, what happened to the necklace. When you say it's gone, what do you mean?
It's just not existing anymore. I don't know all the details. She's new, so like she has powers that I haven't really seen before. It's just gone.
And you're certain it's gone?
When I assume she made it disappear, it felt like I had lost something. In my chest, I felt so sad. And there was so much grief and sadness, and then it faded, and I knew something was wrong, but I didn't know that was it. But now connecting the dots, I think that it's gone.
It sounds like it's been an eventful past day or so there.
There is never a dull moment here. Boring sometimes, but dull, no. Boring mentally, I mean.
You hear him chuckle a bit at that. Well, I'm not sure I'll be able to get there today, but you're right. We need a replacement for that necklace, preferably one that is not affected by what had happened that night. I would like you to have something you can carry that makes you think of me. I miss you.
Too. I miss you so much, and I would really like that too.
Do you have any requests, or do you want me to surprise you?
I think a surprise would be nice. A little bit of spontaneity is appreciated here, I think.
A surprise I can do.
Thanks, Brooke.
I'm guessing I can't keep you on here all day. You probably have breakfast and then sessions to get to.
I mean, yeah, I think it's eggs. It smells kind of like, I can't really say it smells like eggs because they don't smell like real eggs. Not my favorite of the days of the week, but it's better than oatmeal day. I wouldn't mind being a little late.
Well, maybe when I come to visit, I can smuggle in a treat. How does a breakfast burrito sound?
That sounds so Good. I cannot tell you how much that makes me even more excited to see you. But I think if you could bring maybe like 1 pack of Oreos, that would be great. They only have the generic kind here that don't taste like anything but cardboard, and I really think it would help.
I can do that.
Thank you.
I miss you, Ellie.
Miss you too, every day. Multiple times a day, probably every hour.
Ditto.
I know you have a busy day too, so I think I don't want to say bye. I never want to say goodbye, but I also you have way more important things than therapy sessions, and I don't want to keep you.
Ellie, you're right that I have a lot of responsibilities, but you're important to me too. You're incredibly important and precious to me.
I know. I know, I do. But it's nice to hear a reminder.
I'm happy to give you one whenever you need it.
I'll try to call again before you make it up here. And I am really excited that you actually can come see me. That's fun. I don't know how visitors work here, actually. I don't think anyone else has had anyone from outside come visit them yet.
It does work a little different when it comes to the set, but I will be there as soon as I can, and I will come bearing a pack of Oreos, a breakfast burrito, and a new piece of jewelry for you.
I will count every minute until
And I will make sure it does not take too long.
I'm going to hold you to that. It's too long. I don't know what I'll do. I don't know. Maybe cry.
Well, I would never want to be the cause of you crying, Ellie.
And I guess you better get here quick.
I guess I should.
I don't. It's funny in my head. I'm like, don't do the no, you hang up thing. But it's funny to picture, but that wouldn't happen. But it's funny in my head. But
I do feel like, yeah, I think at that moment, Rook senses that and just says, it's hard, but I'm going to hang up the phone first.
then I guess I should say goodbye for now.
Goodbye for now.
Hey, I'm not gonna cry.
You'd better not. And he hangs up.
Okay, great, because I did not want to hang up first. I think a lot of that covered depression, and she is slightly less depressed, but she is a significantly amount more troubled because she now knows that he knows that she was infected, word choice wise, I think. And also having to lie to him to say that he has not been here yet. But that oh my god, those were two things that I know she was trying to figure out and now has, and they are confirmed, and that was not what she wanted to hear. So now it's powdered egg day, which sucks, and there are mistruths to be sleuthed out. So now I'll go be pouty about eggs, but happy about Oreos and a breakfast burrito. Like a 50-50.
And so, just to be clear, as I'm setting the scene, I know that Mara is sitting off herself with the sketchbook open. Connor has taken another seat and been joined by Ellie. Bridget and Lucian are sitting at another table. Onyx has slipped in the midst of this. They nod in acknowledgement to you, Ellie, but go to a table off to the side.
That's fair. That's fair. Respectable.
And that means that we are missing Scylla, Casey, Gray, Valen, and Caleb. When does Scylla join the mix?
How long does it take to get my moths to go back to being splotchies in my hair? They don't do
an
that.
insurmountable amount of time, because that does not happen.
Okay, cool. So if that's not happening, Scylla's just gonna be like, just kind of burrow like as much as you can and just hold still. And maybe no one will notice. And if they notice, then you need to go in my hair. But if you can't go in my hair, if I open my mouth really wide, can you like hide in my tummy? I don't want it to hurt you though. That might hurt. Just don't let them catch you because I don't want them to take you away, okay? And we're gonna go to breakfast and it's egg day, so just hold really still. And Scylla's just gonna pretend like it's a normal morning in Hemlock and walk. Do I bump into Casey and Gray because I remembered my room's right across from theirs? Sucks.
You sure do.
Fuck. Okay. I mean, they're not her friends, so she keeps walking.
Casey calls after you. What, not gonna welcome us back?
Welcome back. It's egg day.
They let you go without any other comments. I feel like the camera sees. I don't think Scylla looks back to see this, but like you definitely see Gray's face fall in response to that. And Casey just go, come on, man. Egg Day comes every week. We live with it.
They don't know it, but Scylla's welcome back gift is that she's not going to move random shit in their room for the next couple days. We'll see if they put the pieces together. That's been her doing that since they fucked with Connor. But that's her welcome back gift.
Incredible.
Sometimes gifts are surprises. Oh, Connor's, obviously.
Somehow I really hated that sentence. Sometimes gifts are surprises. I'm going to use that myself. I'm going to steal that.
I mean, yeah, Rook's bringing a surprise.
And a gift. All in one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and so, Connor, you do see that the moths are back.
Hey, Scylla.
Hi, good morning. How are you feeling today?
I'm good. Your moths are...
Yeah, they got kind of upset and they won't go back in my hair, so I'm just telling them to hold really still. Is it very noticeable?
Yeah. Why
Damn.
were they upset?
I had a dream that was not exactly a dream, and it was kind of creepy. It was a lot creepy. And when I woke up, they kind of exploded out of my hair in a panic.
Oh, that's probably not good.
No. I was
Okay.
dreaming that I was home and it was really nice, but then like it's autumn, so like all the families were picking apples in the orchard, but then they all stopped moving. So I called for Luke, and Luke came, but he didn't see the people. And then it wasn't Luke anymore because his eyes and his voice were different.
Okay.
And it's like, oh, really creepy dream, right? But like in hindsight, it's like he said, oh, there you are. I found you. Don't you remember me? And I'm like, I don't like this.
Who's
He
who's
says
he?
he says he's a friend, but this is not friend behavior.
No, definitely not. Okay.
He had like golden eyes like a cat. Do you know anyone with golden eyes like a cat?
No,
Okay.
no, I don't think so.
I mean, I guess well, no, it wasn't really a dream because when the moths were panicking for a moment, they had that gold eye shape on their wings, but then it got really dark and then it went away when the lights came back on.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you stressed first thing in the morning on Egg Day.
I'm not. I'm concerned. It's not the same thing.
Oh, okay.
I
I mean, no one can just walk in here, so it's probably not that concerning right now.
mean, there was that one night though.
I mean, yeah, but that wasn't really a person.
Right, but
Does that make it better or worse?
it's sort of neutral, really.
Okay.
But like also we don't know where it came from or where it went. Also my arm is still,
Oh no! So it's not getting worse though, right?
No, it's not getting worse. However, kind of wanted to try at some point, maybe if we have some time in the day room, that we could go through some breathing exercises, just so I can continue to stay calm. And while he was doing that, he is signing, try using our powers.
Scylla knows enough sign language to pick up after a few seconds, just like, I would like the breathing exercises a lot, actually. I think that would be very calming.
Yeah, I think a lot of us need to do that.
Yeah.
Dr. Oleander taught me, so I think it would be good to share it with the others.
Yeah, and I mean, it seems like it's really helped you.
Yeah, and I think he's actually going to look over at Lucian. Yeah, it's been helping.
I'm glad. Were you sharing them with Lucian? If that's a different thing, you don't have to tell me. It's okay.
The cheeks go a slightly deeper purple than the rest of his skin. He goes, I don't think he needs help with breathing exercises. He's a good singer.
Okay. Scylla looks delighted, but is not continuing the conversation because she's picking up the vibe, but she just looks thrilled.
Harp, you are going on a journey over there.
Yeah, I think while these two are having the conversation and everybody is like kind of filtering and like congregating, like, you know, Casey and Gray are funneling in. I think Mara is going to really quickly rip a page out of the sketchbook, walk up to Connor, and just hand him the page.
Oh,
Hi, Connor.
hi, Mara. Good morning.
Okay. Here.
And he'll take the paper. You know,
It's
you
not.
can,
Oh, sorry.
you can always join us when we're eating.
I don't think that would be the best course of action for those who will be here soon. Thank you.
Okay.
It's nothing, but you should keep that, please.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And she is going to quickly walk back to where she was sitting before.
Gotcha. I will do my best to keep my frame in front of the camera so I can look at whatever she handed me.
As you open it, it is a bunch of dots, tiny dots scattered all across the paper.
I think he sort of does cock his head to the side like a confused pup. Does it look like it's one of the, like you connect the dots? Or is it just...
It's in a similar layout, but specifically, I don't know how much time. Actually, Connor spends like a lot of time in the garden, or spent a lot of time in the garden. Sorry. It would resemble a pattern of stars.
Ah, okay. Okay. Huh. Cool. Was it folded up originally?
Mhm.
Okay, then cool. He will fold it back very carefully. And it's going to go into probably not an inner pocket. They don't do inner pockets here. What the fuck am I talking about? So he's probably got a couple of pages in his sketchbook folded to make like an envelope or like a little folder part. So he's putting it in there.
Oh yeah. And then as Mara's walking back, just if Caleb and Valen enter, just eyes locked on them.
I think that tracks in terms of timing, that everyone has filtered in and now the newest arrival is making his entrance, escorted by Valen.
Valen sees Mara across the way and kind of like nudges Caleb with his elbow. That's the new kid. And then seeing her go to sit by herself is just like, guess she's still not really talking to anybody, but this is the table we're going to want to be at. And I'm going to head toward where Connor and Scylla are. And we'll walk up. Connor, Scylla, this is Caleb. Caleb, these are fellow inmates. And I will sit down and is it like a cafeteria style situation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, those are the vibes.
Then I will go and get a plate for myself and for Caleb. And then
They're not serving us food.
Look, I was a little hopeful. Okay, a lot of money went into this facility. I feel like they.
It didn't go to the food.
It didn't go to the
They ain't got real eggs up in here. That would just be rubbing salt in the fucking wound. Tableside service for your fake eggs.
As though they're salt to put on the eggs. Come on.
Fighting.
Right.
No
It's
seasoning.
like maybe we'll get some ketchup. Maybe no. Okay, sure. Fuck me, I guess. It's fine.
I
Is
do
there
feel
not
like as
salt?
Caleb, there's not salt.
JD.
This is straight up worse than oatmeal day. I would rather have soggy, mushy oatmeal with no fruit than absolutely powdered eggs without salt. Like this is just like
It's just toast, right? Is there
There's-
breakfast
why-
meat?
There's toast.
Is there
Okay.
sausage or
Toast.
bacon?
Okay.
No, they would fuck
That's
up the
good.
bacon. Sausage?
I'm not eating sausage from here. If they have powdered eggs, I don't know what's in that shit. Absolutely fucking not.
And so you have
Hey,
dragged Caleb over to get
Uh-huh.
to meet some of the fellow inmates. As you're guiding him over, he does look over at Mara and like quietly to Valen, just ask, is that like a choice? Is that just what happens to the new kids?
You know, it's not a new kid thing. The only real sentence I've ever heard from her when she spoke to me was to basically shut the fuck up. So I think it's probably a choice. I don't think she's a fan of being around us. I just let her come to you. I kind of get like scared cat vibes. Like you probably can't approach too quickly or she'll panic, and I don't know.
Caleb is like about to wave, but as you're saying that, he just quickly drops his hand back to his side and then like doesn't want that to seem weird, so just kind of like nods in Mara's direction and then just lets himself be guided away.
Yeah, Mara's staring at him that whole time. And then after the nod, just a little wave.
Oh, well, you've made more progress than I have. And I do want to ask, are Casey and or Gray looking over at us?
Yes.
Okay.
Both of them are in that way you would expect seeing a new person on the unit.
Okay.
But would you like to pierce the mask?
Oh, I fucking would.
I would
I roll
love
that
for you
with
to do that.
superior, I think.
Yep, that sounds right. Let me remember what the moves are.
Oh, mundane. Fuck
Mundane. Yeah, no,
Even
you're good,
better.
stat.
yeah. Sorry, I didn't get my dice. Oh, that's a 13. Yeah.
Fuck yes. That gives you 3 questions, and what I will say is, especially on a 13, you're welcome to spread them out between Casey and Gray.
Yes. Okay. To Casey, what do you want me to do? Does Casey want me to interact? Does Casey want like trying to get a sense of how Casey wants this to play out? Not necessarily going to do it, but I would like to know if I'm at risk of getting punched again.
So I think the first thing you would pick up on is that when you meet eyes with Casey, he nods just the slightest bit to you. And you could easily read that as bringing Caleb to the unit was what he wanted. So, like, he gives that kind of right off the bat. Like, it's a very approving, you did what I was hoping you would do. But then very quickly shifts his eyes away and looks at Gray instead. Very much signaling, we are not talking right now. We are not interacting right now. Whatever type of communication he's hoping for is going to be on his timeline, not on yours.
Noted. In the vein of how could I get your character to blank? Like I kind of want to get a sense of like how can I get I don't want to be like, how can I get your spirits lifted? Because Valen does not care about Casey and Gray like that. But like it's very clear that they are not doing well. So basically, like, how can we kind of like restore things to how they were? Like, is there anything that Valen can do to help kind of smooth that out, knowing full well that being able to engage with each other is what they want, but like, I don't know. I think shit feels off to Valen and they're not a fan.
And I think in line with that, your immediate thought would be if you could get them some time in the janitor's closet, that might go a long way.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking
I
heard.
had to do it.
Fucking heard.
Classic.
Oh, I'm so happy right now. Okay. New mission, understood. Final one, because I think that this is still relevant to Valen. How can I gain influence over Gray?
That's an incredible and interesting question. I like that a lot. And you're thinking about the interactions that you've had with Gray. They've, we'll say, been, you know, more than a little antagonistic at times. I'm going to be curious to know how Valen feels about this. But showing respect to Gray in a way that is not placating or pitying would be the best way to get influence over them. Because
this is single-handedly the hardest thing you could have said. Like, you could have said, break him out of Hemlock, and that would have been easier than showing Gray respect. God damn it.
Because you know that no one shows him any measure of respect.
Mm-hmm.
That's on him with Scylla. He started that shit.
And Connor. Oh,
yeah.
Punk ass. I'm sorry. Sorry.
No, he had it coming. He deserves it.
Okay. Kind of processing all of that information. I will still steer Caleb over to Scylla and Connor's table. But no, actually, I'm not going to say anything else. That's it. I will sit Caleb down, pat him on the head, walk over and get our basic ass eggs and, I don't know, orange juice and non-buttered toast or whatever it is that we have.
Okay. Can we at least have Mrs. Dash? It's the saltless flavor packets. Can we at least get Mrs. Dash? Come on now.
I'll give that to you.
All right, hell yeah.
I'll give that to you. Yeah.
Thank you so much, truly.
So
Truly.
generous.
This is the only negotiation tactic we have.
I'm
Can you please give us eggs?
Can you give us the flavor at any point?
Can you give
I
us
feel like-
not sadness?
I feel like everyone
I
just
can't
needs,
promise that.
a boyfriend to bring them Oreos from outside, and then
Oh, really?
you'd have some
Ellie,
flavor.
really?
Yeah.
You think we all need a boyfriend from outside?
Yeah.
I don't think Ellie has a boyfriend outside, okay?
What the fuck? At least, you know what? I'm gonna remember this.
That's fine.
All right. Okay.
I said it with my whole chest. That's fine.
Okay.
I would be getting treats if my family was allowed to visit, because I'm assuming they're not being allowed to visit because they would cause problems.
Are you sure they're okay?
Are you sure they know where you are?
Wow.
Then they're causing problems for someone out there. That's a shame for them.
Y'all.
Are you sure they're still who they say they are?
Hey, quick question. Y'all good? Hey, y'all
I
good?
don't know. The violence just kind of got
It
escalated.
really did.
do?
I'm just sitting here as it's just
Sorry.
getting
I
worse and worse
started
and
out
worse.
getting threats. What did I do?
That was an aggression aimed at Elsie level. I didn't mean it to direct it at you.
No, it's fine.
That was
It's escalated to like Mean Girls or like Bad Girls Club real fast.
really,
Truly.
I didn't get no sleep because of y'all.
No sleep to me.
Oh,
This is why Mara sits alone.
And you know what? And she might be right for it.
Honestly.
I
Maybe
feel like
correct.
this is more accurate to say this is more why Bridget sits alone. Mara does it by choice. Mara doesn't like us.
True.
I don't know. Weigh in on this, Harp.
Yeah.
Yeah, what? Okay, never mind. You can mute
That
yourself.
was it. That was it. I don't know why
That
you
was
needed
it.
anything
That was a
else.
full sentence.
Yeah.
It's true.
That is not true.
Wow.
There was no subject. There is only, I don't even know what yeah is, actually.
Ladies
Last time I
first,
thought
what
about
it
sentence
was.
structure was like in the first grade.
Speaking of sitting apart, Mara's gonna try and see how Ellie's doing whenever Ellie walks in. Not directly, but just through observation.
You know, the styrofoam or like paper cups that they serve shit in. The second I have my tray and I see you, it crushes.
Wait,
So
they give
not
us
great.
styrofoam?
I don't know, whatever, maybe paper,
give
the
you
paper with the
styrofoam.
wax. Is
Yeah.
it styrofoam or is the paper like? Okay, I would do styrofoam. Priscilla.
Yeah,
good
I
thing.
have to give styrofoam.
In
to
Richmond,
Enrichment.
it's that or the utensils. So they for the table. So.
Yeah, that tracks.
Whenever Mara sees Ellie crush her cup or that Ellie's cup is crushed, Mara had been like very pointedly looking at things all around the room up until that point. For the rest of the breakfast, it is eyes down at her sketchbook. She is not looking up or being observant of anything anymore.
There is no acknowledgement of you. There is no acknowledgement that the cup got crushed or that she is upset. It is just maybe like a slight tensing of the jaw. This was clearly a lapse in an emotional, like it was controlled, uncontrolled, if that makes sense. It is a use of power that is very controlled, but it is clearly she would not do that normally. And then the cup is very not pointedly, not attention drawing, placed in the trash, and she will go get another water cup. It was not the coffee. She would never do that. And then, is there still room at the table with Scylla, Valen, Caleb, and Connor? Then, if there is a seat furthest distance-wise from Mara, that is where she will sit.
Hell yeah.
And look a little bit more excited to see Caleb and a complete change, not complete change, a mild change in demeanor, of more interested and happy how she walked in. And that's how she's doing.
So, hey, Caleb.
Hey. What's
Connor.
up? Nice to meet you, Connor.
Yeah. I'm good. Well, doing good with the situation we have. So, could be better, but not bad today.
I'm glad to hear it's not always bad here.
Not always. How are you? How are you adjusting so far?
Well, I got to sleep been a sort of normal room last night, so that's something different.
What was your room before?
Isolation.
Oh.
Super ISO. It's not good.
Oh, I'm sorry. You have a better bed now. Congratulations. Hi, I'm Scylla.
Do they have names? Nice to meet you, Scylla. Do they have names? And he points to the moths that are gently fluttering in your hair.
They haven't told me yet.
Well, if they do, let me know.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll let you guys know. No problem.
Um,
I was gonna say he glances over at Ellie.
Yeah, when Ellie comes to join, Valen will. That's your A+ student, Ellie.
Nice to meet you. I am Ellie. A+ is a term that you just used to describe me. It's really nice to meet you. You came from the ceiling?
Yeah, I did. And he leans over to Valen and just asks, A+ student, are you sure?
Can I hear that?
Probably.
Hey.
It's like a slow blink, and it's just like, is there a reason why you would doubt that?
Valen cackles loudly.
No, that came out worse than I intended.
It's fine.
You just so like Connor was saying that he's actually having an okay day, and you don't look like you're having an okay day, and that's why I was surprised.
Ooh,
I haven't had. Oh, go ahead.
No, if you want to talk, you can. I was just going to say that's partially my fault. We kind of ruined, Mara and I kind of ruined Ellie's afternoon yesterday. So that's why things are a little weird.
Shenanigans with the new kid. What did I miss while I was gone?
I don't know if Ellie wants to talk about it because that is her information and I am being respectful.
I don't want to talk about it, but if you do, I will happily go sit somewhere else until you're done.
Nope, we don't have to talk about it. It's breakfast. I can explain later if they need to hear it, but yeah.
Has Ellie ever, is this a different kind of frustrated or hurt or upset that we've seen from? Okay.
It is very much like jaw tight, like when Scylla even started to bring it up, but also before anything, she would remind Scylla that it was not her fault. And that she doesn't need to say sorry anymore. But it is very much like a very seething, painful quiet. It's not like a prissy quiet, clicky quiet, if you will.
Seeing this, sort of chismoso energy that Valen was leaning into absolutely kind of filters out to probably a quicker neutral than Ellie has ever activated in Valen. But Valen will lean intentionally over to Ellie. What did she do? Is everything okay?
Everything is fine. As a whole, it's fine.
But
no.
I can tell you later.
It's fine. As a whole, it is fine. Scylla can explain later. It's just not something I want to talk about right now.
Okay. And Valen leans back and looks at Caleb and just says, Ellie can kind of give you the rest of the new kid tour, and I'm going to get up and I'm going to go over to Mara's table.
I'm muted as fuck. Wait. Valen. Hold on.
I'm not gonna swing at her.
Just
I got questions. It's okay. It's okay. It'll
that's
be
a
it'll
bad,
it'll be
bad idea.
we'll vibe. I just got back. I don't want to go back there.
Okay.
Just keep an eye on Caleb for me.
Oh boy.
Mara is just head down, drawing tiny dots all over another page, and does not notice Valen coming.
Valen looks very casual. The others would recognize that this is the sort of like casual energy that Valen takes approaching somebody that he knows he might have to swing on, and he doesn't care about the consequences. They would recognize that that's what he's going in with. He looks very casual, but we'll just go. And can I actually, may I use my straight up creeping move and kind of observe Mara a little bit?
Absolutely.
Yes. That's an 8. I would like to ask, what happened here recently in the realm of like, I'm gonna obviously ask about what happened the night prior, but like Mara coming in, like what did she experience when she came in? Because I just assumed that she was doing this because she was being Mara, but I'm kind of trying to get a vibe of what happened recently, like kind of where her head's at.
Recently, as in like the cafeteria?
Yeah.
Okay. What you can absolutely tell by looking at her for a little bit is that she's taking forced deep breaths. And it doesn't look in a way that's like she's mad and has to calm herself down. It looks like she is nervous.
Kian, you're muted.
You're muted. You're muted, Beast.
Muted the wrong thing. It was a dumb thing. I'll sit across from Mara. What you drawing?
Jesus. Sorry. Not much. Hi. It's good to see you're back and not hurt.
Genuinely?
Yeah. Just because you didn't take my advice doesn't mean I want to see you hurt.
I just don't know much about you, so I wanted to clarify.
Okay.
I heard that you ruined Ellie's day yesterday. And does Mara have any toast on her plate?
Yeah, she hasn't eaten very much.
I'm stealing the toast.
Okay. Would you like to ask follow-up questions on that?
Yeah, just kind of curious what happened. You've been here for what, 2 days now? Ellie's typically pretty chipper and takes a lot to knock her off her high horse. So what's that about?
Closes the sketchbook. I was doing my best to keep everybody safe, and I did admittedly neglect to see how it might affect Ellie, and I did not consider that she had a plan. Even if I did know that, I might have done the same thing. I'm not sure.
Great. What did you do?
I I don't really think it's my place to say. I think.
Well, whatever you did, it clearly crossed some boundaries. So
It
I
did,
hope.
for sure.
And you know, we don't have many boundaries here. We don't get to have many boundaries. You know, considering we're being watched constantly and they decide what shitty food we eat every day. I don't know what your plan is. I don't know how you feel about this whole place, but it's us versus them. You understand that, right? We can't turn on each other.
I'm not turning on anybody. I was keeping Connor safe. And
That
Scylla safe.
great. You got to do the same thing for everybody else.
Okay. Okay. I have a question for you, Valen.
Shoot.
Why did you do that to Casey? Why did you do that to Casey?
None of your business.
Okay. I just hope you know that you're not very hard to figure out, I don't think.
Look at you. I'm glad that you are feeling great in Hemlock. I really am. Don't needle me like you do everybody else, please. I'll take it into consideration. Don't get your hopes up, but you can at least say you warned me, so you're off the hook for whatever consequences come my way, right?
Valen, you looked at me the same way you looked at Casey that day. You want something from me. What do you want from me?
I told you. I just wanted to know what happened yesterday.
Okay. Is this a genuine, you just want the information?
It's where we can start.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Ellie's necklace. Sorry, I'm a bit defensive, I guess. Ellie's necklace was possessed or something. There was a big scene here yesterday morning where she lost control of things, and it seemed to all be centered around the necklace. Connor touched it afterwards and had some very immediate and major negative consequences from it. I'm not going to go into that. Ellie got very defensive over it when Scylla asked her about it. Ellie tried to hide the necklace. I got it, and it's gone now.
Mara, what happens? What happens when gravity changes around you?
It starts with a lot of twitching as her concentration on her concentration on keeping things from not going haywire slips. And then it feels like you're on a roller coaster for a second, just changing gravity very rapidly. And then at like very particular points around her, it will just get very heavy. So something might crack or, generally like very fragile things.
So a few things happen all at once. Valen, you feel that sensation, that sense of being on a roller coaster, your stomach starting to drop. And you realize that the table isn't quite meeting the floor anymore, which is concerning because it should be bolted down. And you don't know how that changed. And you and Mara clearly see this, though I am not sure if the others do. The table cracks down the middle. The reason the rest of you may not notice this is because at the same moment, there are raised voices from over where Bridget and Lucian were sitting. And Bridget, who barely talks, rarely interacts with any of you, is yelling at Lucian. She is saying, "How could you?" over and over again. And you see her arms erupt in flames. And that is where we are going to call tonight's episode of the Call Us Villains.
10 more minutes. 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes.
Please.
Come on, JD.
Please.
10
One of
minutes.
these days he's gonna crack.
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Hell yeah.
Connor, I feel
Yeah.
like you had
Correct.
an immediate reaction that I want
That is
to honor.
correct. Yeah. We're moving. Because like her going up in flames, not great. Her setting Lucian on fire, even worse. For many reasons. So I think he is going to move forward, grab Lucian, put him behind myself, and then look at Bridget. Hey,
I'd like you first to roll with Savior,
I would love to do
because
that.
I think this is a defend situation.
Yeah. All right, cool. Cool, I got a +1 in that. Let's fucking go, babes. Don't. Hiya. Oh, thank God. 11.
Incredible. We love to see it. So, you can't add a team to the pool, unfortunately, because y'all are not a squad yet.
Sure.
You can take influence over the person you are protecting,
Yeah, I'm
and you
gonna
can
do that.
clear a condition.
I don't have any of those.
All right.
So yeah, we're gonna take influence and clear an imaginary condition. Huzzah!
And so, yes, you fully get yourself between Bridget and Lucian. You are standing between them and facing her.
Mhm.
She is still on fire and
Sure.
seems ready to act.
Bridget, you need to stop.
You need to not be interfering.
You're the next one. Don't ruin this for yourself.
Maybe it doesn't matter, Connor.
Of course,
Maybe it doesn't matter
matters.
who's next.
It matters. It matters. I don't know what's happening. Not really the point. Talk. Words, not with fire. Please.
We're going to pause there for a moment, move the spotlight around. What are the rest of you doing?
Scylla kind of hopped up on top of the table into a crouch because her instinct is to run to Connor, but she also trusts Connor, and also Valen had said, take care of Caleb, and Caleb is new, so it's just like, okay, I keep eyes on Connor in case he needs backup, but I stay here with Caleb and Ellie because Valen said to take care of Caleb, but she is just crouched and probably has the tray her food was on under one arm just in case she needs a shield, and is just kind of like watching. It's just like, it's okay. It's been a weird few days. Sorry, Caleb.
I'm just assuming this is what happens at breakfast.
It's not. Like I said, this is day 3, and it's just gonna keep getting like this apparently, and I'm really sorry.
You've only been here 3 days?
No, it's past 3 days have been real weird here. I've been here for like 4 months, and they are not pleasant compared to where I was before.
What is Ellie doing?
Okay. As soon as she sees Scylla has Connor, like eyes on, or not Connor, Connor's over there. Caleb, there's so many C names right now.
No.
As soon as she sees that Caleb is safe with Scylla and that Scylla has like, eyes on them, there's gonna be like a brief sweep of the room to see what else is going on, and see that for once it looks like maybe Connor doesn't have complete like ability to talk someone down. I don't know if I can hear what's being said completely, but just by like body language alone, and I would like to directly engage with Bridget.
All right, roll with danger.
No.
Don't make that. It's okay. I'm not gonna be aggro about it. I'm not using my powers. Everybody chill. I'm not going to make it worse.
It's gonna be a stress
I said
exercise.
I said that, but now I'm probably gonna make it worse when I roll bad. So listen, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Everybody just chill.
No.
That's not great. That's not a great start, right? That's not a great
LC.
What? I'm sorry.
Bro, why?
Okay, what do you want me to do? I'll change it.
What did you roll?
No,
Elsie?
you've already done it. You've already committed, man.
Okay, that was a 4.
XP.
I advance. I really can't make this up. I did advance now though.
Hey.
But I was really
Winning.
hoping I would succeed actually. Cool. So
this is my favorite question to ask when someone fails.
mhm.
What were you intending to do?
Hold on, my mic is like in front of what I was gonna do. I was going to try to create an opportunity for Connor and resist or avoid their blows.
Incredible. I think this is perfect, especially because it keeps us within our 10-minute extension. So Connor is in the midst of trying his best to talk Bridget down. And you're right, Ellie. They do not appear to be listening to what Connor is saying, though she hasn't attacked. But when you make that move, and she sees you coming as well, she throws a fireball. She throws 2 fireballs. Not at you, not even at Connor. They ignite 2 of the trash cans. And that is enough to bring the orderlies in. It is also enough that no one is focused on what is happening with Mara and Valen on the other side of the room and the destruction that just took place. But you see the orderlies come to grab Bridget. You do not see what they use, but her powers click off, much like Caleb's did earlier.
Oh no.
I don't like that.
I don't like this jewelry.
Okay.
Does anyone try to stop the orderlies from taking Bridget to ISO?
Yes. Mara's gonna try and stop. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, you can go though.
No. You spoke up first. Go ahead.
Mara would be sitting back in like fear and panic for many reasons. Up until the moment she sees that whatever happened click and Bridget's powers go off. And she is going to get up and push Valen aside. And run at them and begin charging her powers.
And that is where we are going to call tonight's session.
Can I do one thing? Does Mara leave the sketchbook behind? Harp, she couldn't even hear me.
So, my headphones fell off. I'm sorry. The cord fell. I'm sorry. Did you say something to me?
Does Mara leave the sketchbook behind?
Yes.
I grabbed the sketchbook.
Okay.
When I try to de-escalate, it escalates.
escalates?
I've just
What happens when you roll a 4?
When you roll a 4, you roll a
I could
Stella
not
just trusted Connor's process, not causing problems.
Connor's process wasn't working.
No
Connor
fireballs.
had a couple of statements. It didn't work
hasn't been
immediately with
time.
Mara either. My guy.
The gang goes to ISO.
Gang goes to ISO.
We might be in
Yeah,
that
I guess we
situation.
fucking go to ISO.
What did I
don't
do?
know.
What Connor do?
I don't know. ISO for the moths. The moths go to ISO.
No.
Oh,
You
how
gotta
the
go with them.
turntable.
Everyone's getting bitten if my moths are going to ISO. Absolutely not. Misty's
And
down
that's
there. Misty's
that's
not
when you go to
touching my
ISO.
moths.
Mindy.
Mandy.
We
Marsha.
had a good time here tonight. We are ending in like a full-blown fight breaking out over breakfast. So I think it's going to be a really good time next time, especially because we're going to have a guest with us.
We're so going to fucking ISO. Fuck.
And
I'm
I'm
your
really,
favorite.
you've given me a treat and you've given
Oh, we're
Rose
fucked.
a treat.
Oh, we're
think.
I-
fucked.
I'm gonna be mom's favorite. It's
You are not.
You're gonna be in ISO.
You
Valen
fucked
is
up.
gonna
What
be
do you
the
mean?
favorite.
Yeah, that A plus just dropped down to an A
what?
minus.
I didn't even do anything. I stood up.
You
You want me to
moved
just
in.
not stand ever?
You moved in with intent. You directly engaged the threat. You did that.
It was not an aggressive advance. It was a
You directly engaged a threat.
and I was going to do it defensively, not offensively.
You were
didn't roll
going to,
defend.
but right.
Dice
you-
said
you
maybe
didn't roll-
level up instead.
Yeah.
Also, you
I've been trying
meant
this
to
session.
do it defensively, and you rolled a 4, which means you didn't.
True.
Well, I don't have any control over that.
You literally do. You literally do. You could have chosen something
When
else.
you roll it, if you have control over when you roll a dice, that's called loaded dice, and I'm not gonna cheat.
That's not what a loaded die is.
It is when you have a loaded dice.
Oh,
yeah.
I interpreted that differently. I interpreted you saying if you choose when you roll dice.
No, I like
Right.
I choose when I roll
You-
high.
You chose that. You chose that action. That was the thing.
You know,
Yeah, yes. Shrug it. Shrug it. Fuck it. We ball. I'm fine with that. You know, that's my energy. I'm
Okay.
fine with it. But also,
No,
I'm
I
still
think
gonna.
this is perfect.
Oh, I'm so scared when you say that.
No,
Fuck.
I really enjoy this. I'm
It's certainly
very excited.
something.
I don't like
It
the
is
look on your
certainly.
face. Actually, can we roll it back and have 10 more minutes?
Absolutely
No.
not.
I
give
think we
you
need a
10
do-over.
minutes.
No,
Shane,
no.
you know what? Harp, let's start doing some outros because it is late and I am gonna let us
Yes,
sleep
yes,
a
I'm-
normal amount.
Yes, please. Hi, I'm Harper. I was Mara. Let's see, what do? I say I got even more radiation into my body, so maybe I'll have superpowers soon. I'm on Beacon of Farlight tomorrow. On High Shelf Collective, I play Maisie. She's a nightmare and not like Mara. That's her class. That's the joke. The class is the nightmare. And that's it. That's everything. Thanks.
God.
Harp, thank you for always bringing an unhinged energy to this game.
I think it's a normal energy, personally.
I have follow-up questions, but it is too late for that.
You said that so seriously, like you were dead ass on that, and that just it warms my heart, truly.
Who's to say I'm not serious about it?
And that's the wildest part. Is it me turn or are we going to Kian? It's me turn.
It's you turn,
Right,
since
'cause-
Kian goes
right.
last to help close out things and set the raid.
Gotcha. Hi, I'm Q. You can. I was playing Connor Creed tonight. You can find me pretty much anywhere on the internet at Midnight Inc. That's midnight_INQ. Q is my name. I'm sure you get it. Save a horse, ride a cowboy. I keep making cowboys. I have too many things. When you're not seeing me here, the other Tuesdays, you can find me over at Live from the Apocalypse, where I'm playing Captain Cassidy Starrunner for Nephilim Tenebris. It's been a time and a half. Every other Thursdays, you can see me with JD. Not this one, I'm going to be missing that one. But you can find us for Redacted, which is another psychological thriller horror where things are having a time with us. Saturday, you can find me once again live from the Apocalypse for Class Reunion, where I'm playing Kira, who is having a time. Lost his boyfriend and is now currently being charmed by someone else's ex. So not a great time. Then Sundays, you can see me at RPGs Uncovered for the Starcrier conflict, where we just got into the Eldritch horrors that are living in space. Do not love it. It was a bad time. Most importantly, this Thursday, I will be over on Chaotic Wholesome Presents for the last session of Magnificent Pride. I'm going to be playing Guys in Chairs. And then on Friday, over at Folk and Myth, we're going to be doing a Thirsty Sword Lesbians cyberpunk game. And because I said I keep making cowboys, I'm going to be playing cowboys in both of those. So just keep an eye out. It's going to be a great time. They're all different cowboys, BT dubs. That's my favorite part. Anyway, I took all of Harp's time and my own, so I'm done now. Okay, bye.
I don't think you're doing enough things, Q.
JD,
One more
that's not even all of them. It's not even all of them. I just
I
can't
know.
talk about the rest of them. I'm so
I know,
tired.
I'm with you. All right, Steph, you are up.
Hi, I'm Steph. I've been Scylla. She's just trying to keep it low key to protect her little moths. We'll see how that goes next time. You can find me over at Live from the Apocalypse every other Thursday with Redacted. I have my full set of ghosts out. We haven't seen the last one yet, but who knows? Maybe this Thursday we'll find out. And then
Not this Thursday.
not
'cause
this
we are off
Thursday.
This Thursday.
I forgot. Yes. Brain is sleepy. And you could also find us. Are we saying the last date for? Yes.
We can say the last date.
Yes, the finale of the season of Secrets and Shadows in July. July 20th, I believe, where we can see the fallout of what happens with my breakup.
Is it a breakup if he's dead?
That's why we're going to see the fallout.
Just have to ask the real questions.
sometimes the love life is not good. It's our Regency Monster Hearts game. It's going to be a time.
And speaking of love lives that are not good, Elsie.
I was like, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I was agreeing that whole time. Like, shall we run the list now? Hi, I've been LC. I'm optimistic on all social media. I use she, they pronouns. We are running the list of all of my problematic boyfriends now, which is my schedule. You can find me every other Monday of like this week in our Hell's Gate Lancer campaign, playing Min as usual. Also called my boyfriend out for lying yesterday. So we're on a theme this week. You can find me every other Tuesday here. Oh, that's on the Lost Caravan, and we're here. We'll see how this unfolds. I just for once would like a plan of mine to like not escalate things, but you know, the dice tell a story. So I'm here to get better, and you can't get better unless you get worse first. So that's how that works, right? Anyways, on the 10th, I will be in a 2-part series on the Lost Caravan for Thirsty Sword Lesbians. I've never played this game, and I'm really excited. I was promised, how did Alice put it? They said they were going to give me all of the morally gray to potentially evil lesbians. So I didn't even have to ask for that one.
I love that for you.
I do too. It's kind of a little bit sweet. And I think, and then on the 16th and the 30th, I will be in a 2-part series of The Walking Dead, where already I'm being harassed with Negan gifts. So if we all didn't know I had a problematic fave of Negan, then what are we doing? That's me.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah, no, that is the least surprising.
You don't want to
I've
know
ever
about
heard.
my hyperfixation. I also loved Gareth, and he was a cannibal.
Again, none of this tracks.
Yeah.
There's all of this tracks. I'm so sorry. All of this is tracking for me. Yeah.
Truly no questions.
Mm-mm.
Nancy is committing crimes, so I'm going to try to go through my outro quickly. Much like Q, I am not going to tell you everything I'm doing because I ran the math, and I am doing 10 ongoing campaigns, 8 as a player, 2 as a storyteller. This is obviously one of them. We're just going to stick to what the next 2 weeks look like because that seems like the healthiest thing to do. So you will actually not see me again until Friday, where I will be with Live from the Apocalypse, where we are playing a one-shot entitled Be Gay, Do Crime, which is a GM-less game about 4 kobolds in a trench coat. On Saturday morning, I will be with Q in class reunion playing Lindsay Ardane, who is a wonderful piece of furniture, and that is the most I can say about that man. And then I will be
I have
back.
a question.
Yes.
Like a literal piece of furniture, or the phrase a piece of furniture?
Being treated like furniture.
Being treated like
So not an
furniture.
actual like armoire.
No.
Okay.
Not yet.
Valid question.
Sometimes people use him as a footstool, and he's just glad to be included, okay?
Okay, I was about to
True.
ask, does he like it?
Yeah.
He likes
He
being
does.
included.
But okay, never mind.
He's complicated and sad.
Some of us like to get stepped on. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I mean, that is Lindsay in a
Yep.
nutshell. I will then be with Sister Cities over with Exquisite Corpse Presents that night, playing a very different D&D game and a very different D&D character, who is a Bardlock who has just been released from an institution and is trying to figure out what to do in a post-apocalyptic wasteland that has turned into a video game that has actual magic in it. There is a lot to process for that boy. And then I will be with Lost Caravan for Nova next Wednesday, where I am playing Corbin Calloway, who is not having a good time. Things have been going very badly. Everything is wrong. Maybe we can solve it. Who knows? We'll find out. And I will let Kian say anything that they would like regarding an upcoming campaign on Entropy Emporium that I will also be a part of. And I'll toss the mic over to you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kian. I have been Valen. Super thrilled to be back with the group. Tomorrow, I'll be joining Harp over on High Shelf Collective for our Beacons Arc 2 finale. Saturday, I am on Lost Caravan for our Fabula Ultima campaign, Fatal Ascension. Next Tuesday, I'll be on High Shelf Collective for a one-shot of Not Your Average Ghost Hunt, I think is what it's called. Scooby-Doo Ghost Hunters, like just goofy-ass campy ghost hunting vibes. I'm super excited about it. Next Saturday on July 6th, it hasn't been officially announced, but we've all talked about it, so I don't care. Is the start of the Invisible Sun campaign that I will be running. I don't know. It's my campaign. I'm going to say it. The official name of it is Blooming in the Rot. I am very excited about this. I have a phenomenal cast. Keep an eye out for cast announcements and character art coming next week. It's going to be so much fun. Music is being made by Harp. We've got character art going. We've got Heck making an overlay. It's going to be super rad. In July, what am I doing? I've got another one shot over on High Shelf Collective. Can't remember when that's happening. I'll be on for Nova on Lost Caravan next Wednesday. And on the 7th, I was like, where did it go? I'm so excited. I will be returning once more for Academy H. That'll be the final one. We kind of circumvented a little bit around some of the storyline stuff, so I'll be able to come back for one more recording with Academy H on Live from the Apocalypse. Follow me on social media. That is where you are going to find out about things that I can't yet talk about. Uptight_Chiffon, Uptight-Chiffon, depending on where you're hanging out. I'm going to send us into a raid over to Sword and Key. Be kind to yourselves, be kind to each other, be kind to the planet. Thanks so much for hanging out on Entropy Emporium. I'll hand it back to JD if there's anything that you want to say. But the raid is queued up, so.
Say goodnight, cast.
Good night, cast.
Good night,
Good night,
cast.
cast.